All right, so here we have Toast, who has just discovered a few things different. He's been off for a couple of days, and so we brought him out to long rein him for a few minutes, and then we're just going to start with riding and doing the shoulder control. But the purpose of long reining is to find out whether your horse is ready to ride and go on with the next thing. And he's very clearly saying that he's not. You can see him looking over there. So there's a couple of things he's looking at. He might be looking at the panels that are there, but he does walk past them every day. The surface over there has changed a bit. The other thing we think he might be concerned about are those rather cute little donkeys in that paddock. So what we're going to do then is just long rein him here until he comes back into the bubble. So we had been long reining him further up the arena, further away from these things, and just quite suddenly he thought, oh, look at that, and his head went up and he burst the bubble. You can see his ears bursting the bubble right there, and he's bending to the outside to have a good look. These are all great things to notice when you're safely on the ground and not on his back. You don't want to find that out when you're riding. So we've changed our plan. Plan was to ride after a few minutes of long reining, and that's not going to be the plan now. Now we're just going to long rein him until we can get him to relax, come back into the bubble, and probably end the session there. So it's always important to remember, you know, your plan is just your plan. The horse will tell you what you can get done. And this is the first time that T's been working Toast that he's had trouble like this, staying in the bubble, and that he's been really distracted by something. So it's very interesting that it's happening now, and it's very good that it's happened before she got on, because we can deal with that here. And it's a great lesson for him as well. You know, I always think when you have a problem, just say, oh, that's great, horse, thank you very much. That's another opportunity to train you and to help you through. So the thing is, we don't know what he's scared of, and it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything at all. There's not much we can do about that. And we can't show the horse everything that they might find frightening. So we can't do that. What we can do is we can help the horse deal with his fear. And so that's what T's doing here. What she's doing is she keeps offering him the opportunity to relax, come back into the bubble, listen to her, stay in this conversation, and not worry about anything else. Every time he pricks his ears and he tries to face to the outside of the circle, she's going to pick up that inside rein a bit and say, no, no, stay with me, stay with me. And he's going to work out, oh, it's fine. I can stay in the bubble, I can relax, I can lower my head, and I can just trot around and listen to T, and I don't have to worry about the donkeys or the surface or the panels or whatever else might be frightening me. So it's a great lesson for him, and it really helps him relax. And what that means is that strengthens your bubble. So next time this happens,
good boy,
we can just pick up that inside rein and say, hey, can you soften? Can you give to the bit? Can you just trot around and relax? Stay in that bubble. And he'll go, oh, yeah, I can. I'm safe here. I'll stay here.
Good boy.
So great lesson.
Good boy.
Beautiful.
Good boy.
So here we have Toast again back at the end of his lesson, and he's finding it much easier now to stay in the bubble. He's still got a little bit of a pull towards those donkeys or some area that he's still a bit concerned about, but you see he's barely raising his head or changing frame or looking in that direction. So this has been a really good lesson for him. Just helping him stay in the bubble, stay relaxed, and work through it. As I said, you can't teach them not to be afraid of things, you can just help them deal with their fear. And the answer to that is when you get scared, is come back into the bubble, relax.
Good boy. Wow. Can you talk about, Kate, so say I showed up and I'm like, I've got an hour to a lot of us put an hour time frame on our horses' rides or our walk on. So I've got an hour and we were gonna ride. So now we worked through that, then I'd go, okay, now I'm gonna ride.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd be reluctant to do that. How long have you been working him this morning?
Maybe 20 minutes?
Maybe, maybe 20. Maybe 30, I don't know, but 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. And for me, he's achieved a lot this morning because fear is one of those things that, is one of the worst things for training, isn't it, or safety. Fear is really bad, but you've really helped him get through that, and you've given him an answer for when he feels scared in the future. So what you've done is really strengthen that bubble of communication, which is so important, particularly for an off-the-track horse, yeah? So right here, you want to really pick up that inside rein, that's it. And so I think that's a great lesson. I'd rather see him, because this hasn't been a physically difficult lesson, but it's been a mentally difficult lesson for him, because every time he goes out of the bubble, you ask him back, you ask him to do something else, so he's had to think about that. So he's going to be mentally tired, not physically tired. But if he's mentally tired, you're not getting anywhere. So I would be inclined to put him up on this, because I think he's been really successful. And as always, your plan is irrelevant, or your time frame. But great job, really good, because I think what you've done with him this morning, helping him through that fear, is going to be much more helpful than anything you might have been able to achieve doing reverse arc under saddle, which was your goal.
Right.
I think particularly with these off-the-track horses, because they spend their racing lives, reacting with that flight instinct. So his instinct, which has been reinforced over and over again during his racing career, is to run away from things that are scary. And you're saying, oh no, do the opposite. Just relax and listen to me. So that's hard for him, but good job.